Hi. Hello there, my fellow Homo sapiens, and welcome back to the Bad Brain Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something I think we've all been guilty of at some point: self sabotage. You know, that thing where everything is going right, and then suddenly you do something and mess it up, or you procrastinate until the opportunity just slips away. Yeah, guilty. That's why we're digging into that today. And I'm not pointing fingers. Don't think that I'm pointing fingers. This isn't an attack on you personally. This is technically an attack on me. I've been there. Honestly, I have. I've been there this year. I've been there the year before that. I've been there since I've become an adult. And there have been moments where I was scared of succeeding, scared of what would change in my life if I did get the thing I wanted. So I found little ways to get in my own way, which is kind of ghetto. So we're going to break down why we self sabotage and how to spot it when it happens and what you can do to get out of your own way. I'm also going to share some of my own stories because I'm all about sharing personal experiences. So yeah, let's get into it. Take it away, Samara. All right. Let's talk about why we self sabotage. Let's get into the big question. Why do we even do this to ourselves? Well, honestly, according to my own life and something I found on Pinterest called the Glow Club, it comes down to three main things: fear of change, feeling undeserving, and unrealistic expectations. Let's get into the fear of change first. Sometimes the thing that we want that will change our lives, we can't fully picture it yet. And the unknown is scary. I remember when I first started tattooing seriously, the idea of actually making it as a tattoo artist it felt kind of heavy because I'm putting permanent art on someone's body. So that kind of scared the living crap out of me. Like, if I succeeded, people would expect me to keep delivering at that level. So I was scared of messing up. So I slowed myself down. And when it comes to feeling undeserving, that little voice that says, "Who do you think you are? You're not that person." I've had this pop up so many times, especially with YouTubing and podcasting, and even as a tattoo artist, any creative endeavor that I've ever gone after, that question popped up in my head. I get a great video idea and I get so excited about it, and then I'll talk myself out of it. I think things like, there are already people out here better than me at this. There are already people with huge followings, huge subscriber counts. Who's going to care what I have to say? That's self sabotage in disguise. And then unrealistic expectations. This one gets me a lot. Setting the bar so high that failure is almost guaranteed. Like, okay, when I started my 10K in 10-day challenge, it's a challenge that I got from a book called We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers. At the end of the book, she challenges the readers to make $10,000 in 10 days. So I was aiming for something huge, which was exciting, of course, but I almost paralyzed myself before even starting because I felt like anything less than perfect meant failure. And though I still haven't hit my 10K in 10 days yet, I still think that it's possible for me one day, once I get out of my own way, of course, because I still don't think I'm fully deserving of it. Deep down, subconsciously, I think that, but I know that I can do it. And underneath everything that I just described, oh, it's a bumblebee outside my window. Sorry. Underneath all of these, it's usually about protecting ourselves from discomfort, right? From awkward, shaky, middle part of change where nothing feels certain yet. Yeah. As humans, we don't like discomfort. So, of course, we're going to chase what's comfortable and what's been comfortable to us, even if it means staying stagnant. So, let's get into signs you're self sabotaging. Now, here's the tricky thing: self sabotage doesn't always look obvious, it's sneaky. And here are a few ways it's shown up for me, and maybe you'll recognize some of these yourself. Procrastination disguised as preparation. I really am guilty of this. I do this constantly, even today, which is why instead of getting in my own head about things, I just do it. Like now, I was prepping for this podcast for maybe a week, and I will try to make sure that my script or my bullet points are perfect, but at some point, you just have to do it. You just have to put out the work. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm done procrastinating. The second thing is overthinking decisions until the opportunity passes. I've done this also. I've gotten deals from my TikTok page. I'm not a huge TikTok page. I only have like 500 followers, almost 600. And I've gotten emails for opportunities and I overthought every email. Like, is this a scam? They're trying to scam me. And they eventually looked over me and went on to the next person because I kept overthinking. The third thing is starting strong and then ghosting your own goals. I can't tell you how many fitness routines I've started and stopped because I lost momentum and convinced myself I'll start fresh next month. Spoiler, next month came and went. So just do it. Don't start off strong. Start off with consistency, discipline. Just start off. Even if the motivation leaves, keep going. Discipline yourself to keep going. The next thing is making problems bigger than they are. This one is personal. Well, all of these are personal, but this one, it hits harder. I've delayed launching tattoo flash designs. I've delayed launching videos on my YouTube page. I've delayed launching podcast episodes because they weren't up to my standard. I nitpick tiny details about all these things and tell myself they weren't ready when really they were fine. I just kept putting it off because I didn't think that it was perfect enough. And I thought people would judge me if they found flaws in anything that I was doing. But we're human. We're not perfect. Nothing is ever going to be perfect. So just do it. And last thing is distracting yourself with low priority tasks. You know you have a big paper coming up, or you know you have a deadline at work, but instead of working to finish those goals, you're just like, oh, let me go wash dishes. Let me take out my hair. Let me take these braids out. Oh, let me clean up my entire apartment. And then you just distract yourself and you wait for that deadline to pass. It's productive, sure, but not in the way that you need it to be. And I'm guilty of this also. If you're nodding along to any of these, just know you're not broken. You're human. The fact that you are seeing these things firsthand means that you're self-aware enough to know that change is possible. All right, now let's get into how to break the cycle. Okay, so now that we know why, now that we know why and the signs, what can we actually do about it? Here are a few steps that help me, a mix of things from my own experience and the Glow Club thing. Trial and error, One is notice your patterns without judgment. When you catch yourself procrastinating or overthinking, just say to yourself, I see what's happening here. No shame, just awareness. Two is set smaller, doable goals. Instead of saying, I'm going to post 5 YouTube videos this month, I told myself I'm going to post 1 video by Friday, then build from there. I actually had this issue. I thought I'm still new to YouTube, and I thought that I was going to be able to post a video. I'm sorry I'm laughing, but this is so funny to me, and I beat myself up about it. I thought I was gonna post a video every Friday and Sunday on my YouTube channel, and then also post my podcast on Wednesday. That's a lot to do as a full-time mom, a full-time student, and then trying to juggle household responsibilities. Like, that's a lot. And after beating myself up about it, I told myself, just start with 1 video a week. Start with 1 podcast episode a week. You can do it, and then grow from there. So that's what I'm doing. 3 is visualize the after in detail. Imagine yourself on the other side of this fear. What does it look like? Who's around you? When I did this with my life in general, it made my future look more exciting and less scary. I wrote out in detail what I want my life to look like in the next 2 to 5 years. And it's not scary at all. I'm so excited to see how my life unfolds now. 4 is challenge the I'm not ready lie. Sometimes we wait for a magical moment where everything will be perfect, but that's not real. I've learned that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. Challenge the I'm not ready yet lie. Sometimes we wait for this magical moment where everything will be perfect, but that's not real. I've learned that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. The next thing is surrounding yourself with evidence of what's possible. Listen to stories, watch creators who inspire you, and be around people who are actively doing what you want to do, even if that means finding an online community. This rewires your brain to believe it's possible for you too. I actually did that for myself, and I found a story similar. I found 2 creators with stories so similar to mine, it's crazy. The first one, her name is Tam Karu, I think that's how you say her last name. And then the second one is Les from the She's So Lucky podcast. And I feel like my story is so similar to both of their stories, like the beginning of their success stories. My story is so similar, and watching them shows me what I'm capable of. So I'm, like I said, I'm so excited to see where this journey takes me. The sixth thing is reward yourself for following through. I used to only celebrate big wins, like getting a new tattoo client, but now I celebrate the small things like finishing edit or hitting publish. I celebrate those small things, not with like big gestures, but like, okay, so if I finish a small goal that I want to do, I walk to the store and I buy myself my favorite panda cookies. They're called Hello Panda cookies and they're filled with vanilla cream and they're so delicious. When I actually do one small thing, I go do that, or I buy myself a Bloom or an Alani, and it helps me rewire my brain to thinking that, okay, I did this and I was rewarded for it. So it hits the dopamine sensors in my brain and lets me know that those small things deserve rewards. The seventh thing is address the root of your fear. Is it fear of failure or fear of success? Be real with yourself. For me, a lot of it was fear of being seen, of people having opinions of me. People who don't even know me for the majority of my life have formed opinions about me that were never true. Like, for example, when I was in high school, before I was even thinking about sex, or before I even lost my virginity, when my mom finally let us start going outside, the adults in my neighborhood told a mentor of mine at the time that I was going to be pregnant before I turned 18. They didn't even know me. And the fact that they formed this opinion about me because I liked a boy around our neighborhood. They saw me speaking to him and saw the way I was blushing. They automatically formed this opinion of me. And my mentor, she didn't tell me that the adults were saying this. Well, she didn't tell me this until I was like 21. And she said that I proved those people wrong. She was so proud of me because she knew that that wouldn't happen to me. So, yes, I've been dealing with people having opinions of me for most of my life. Only wrong opinions. But yeah, after I named that, one of my fears was being seen. Naming it took away some of its power. And though I still have that, it's still so deep rooted in my psyche. I'm still pushing past that and I'm still posting, I'm still uploading, I'm still putting myself out there because I know deep down that this is what I'm supposed to do. And people's opinions of me don't matter. Those people's opinions don't pay my bills. Those people's opinions do nothing for me. And the last thing is to keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. Consistency builds self-trust. The more you prove to yourself that you'll follow through, the less you'll sabotage yourself in the future. Do I need to say that again? The more you prove to yourself that you'll follow through, the less you'll sabotage yourself in the future. So, if you've been feeling stuck or like you're constantly getting in your own way, I want you to hear me on this. You're not lazy, you're not a failure, and you're definitely not hopeless. I thought these things about myself for so long until I realized that you're just a human. It's our first time here, and we're literally learning as we're going. So, keep that in mind. You're new at this. Everyone's new at something at one point in their lives. So, never think of yourself as a failure. And this week, I want you to notice one place where you might be self-sabotaging. Sorry, my braces. I want you to notice one place where you might be self-sabotaging. Call it out and then take one small action in the opposite direction. It's not about overhauling your whole life in one foul swoop, one go. It's about proving to yourself little by little that you can be trusted with your own success. Okay? Please be gentle with yourself. Don't think of yourself in such harsh ways. All right, that's all, guys. That's the episode today. I'm going to get out of here. And if you resonated with it in any way, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me today on the Bad Brain Podcast. Until next time, keep going, keep growing, stop standing in your own way. Bad Brain, big heart, you're in the right spot. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.